It's a Friday evening. I just got home from work and it is dark outside and we're going camping. So in this video, we're going to show you what it's like to go camping and leave in the dark and arrive in the dark. And we're going to share some tips on what we do when we are in this predicament. And it's not much of a predicament for us because we kind of know a few things, but this is going to give you some success, hopefully, on that road to enjoying your camping. So we've arrived. It's dark, really dark. Like,
yeah, hello.
Yeah,
guys.
see, hi.
Thank you.
So we've arrived. So now, the first thing you do when you get to a campsite when you've arrived, make sure you're level. I'll also make sure you're secure, right? Make sure you're not gonna get into trouble with where you're at. Anyway, let's do that. We got to camp, right?
Yeah.
All right, so one of the things that happens is when we have a rough road, this stove gets all discombobulated. All right. Boring, huh? Boring, huh? Step what? 2? Make sure the kids have somewhere to sleep in the tent.
Make sure they have light. That's always important.
And laying out some blankets and some sleeping bags.
Oh, I didn't get David's sleeping bag.
Okay.
Oops.
Well, there you go. See?
We're halfway ready.
Yeah, let's see here. Late night cooking. Yeah, there we go. We got dinner ready, right? Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. Time for dinner, right?
It's 8:58, Dad. You're close.
It's dinner time.
It's dinner time.
And I would put him in a box and then put him in another.
All right.
Better not.
All right, so it's 10 o'clock at night.
You better stop.
We've all brushed our teeth, right? We've all brushed our teeth. Our toothbrush holder is full.
Hello.
And we're all ready for bed. So, let's see what the landscape looks like. We showed up in the middle of the night, in the dark.
Middle of the night?
What is it going to show? What's it going to look like when we're all done? So, how did you guys sleep?
Good.
All right, yeah.
I slept on David's bed. All of my stuffed animals are on there. My pillow is cold.
Uh-huh.
I made
Was-
it warm though.
David, did you get cold last night?
No, I got warm last night. I got warm last night too.
All right, so it's the next morning. And, we survived the night, right? Anyway, I'm on a little hike. I'm going to turn around up here and show you guys kind of a little bit of a aerial view of where we're at. Now, I'm not going to post where we are. My good boondocking sites are a secret. But sometimes you show up at a place in the middle of the night and you go, well, wonder what that's like. Well, wonder no more. Our camp right there. And we're right next to this drop off and opening to this really cool valley down there. And this is one of those things where we're really close to home, actually. quite close to home. And it's just gorgeous. You know, it doesn't matter where you end up in Nevada, in the desert, it's just gorgeous. Why?
Because you can adventure here, everywhere. There can be trails, so you can walk up the trails and then find bushes and cactuses and trees, and even a forest.
We'll have to go find that. Let's talk about tips on night camping. Yeah, there we go. So let's talk about if you're going to come into a camp, whether it's boondocking or whether it's a campground or whatnot. Three things you might need to know before you do that. So what's the first thing?
Well, if we're talking about a campground, if possible, either know that it's not typically very busy or have a reservation. And
Yeah.
if you have a reservation, double and triple check to see if the location closes at a certain hour.
Yes.
But if it's just boondocking, then make sure that you're familiar with the space so that you know where you're going and what to expect when you get there.
Yeah, that's 100%. And I double on the make sure the campground does not have a closing hour where they lock the gate. We got locked out of a reservation because of that. And then we ended up having to go boondocking, and it was somewhere, luckily we were familiar enough with the area that we knew we could find it. So I think the other thing is have a backup plan just in case when you show up that's not going to work out. And in the dark, it's tough to have a backup plan. We found that one out.
Yes.
We found that one out really bad. So that's number one. And number two, have a backup plan. Be familiar with where you're going, have a backup plan. And then number three is adequate lighting. My wife rags on me about having super bright flashlights and being a flashlight maniac and
Connoisseur of flashlights.
connoisseur, I guess. And ultimately, it pays off in droves when we do stuff like this because we're able to shine a bright enough light that when I'm from the driver's seat, I can back into a place or move around or hold a flashlight and be able to do all that we need to do to set up camp in the dark. So those are our 3 tips for camping success in the dark.
And number 4.
Oh, 4.
If you're camping in the dark, make sure that you are prepared to arrive in the dark, because there have been some times when we went out and we maybe left the house a little later than intended, or it took longer to get there than intended, but we weren't actually planning on arriving in the dark, and that can be a little frustrating when you're going camping and not planning on arriving in the dark but end up arriving in the dark anyway.
And over there in the road.
Nice.
So that's our bonus tip.
Well, and then I would say for success, if you're late, if you plan on eating in your campsite when in the evening when you get into your campsite, make sure whatever you bring is easy, or we've had a lot of success in ordering takeout. So like we went to this really cool, nice little restaurant in Montana on vacation once, and we ordered, full on, not burgers and fries. We ordered full meals
To go.
to go. Obviously, COVID made takeout a lot easier, right? COVID-19,
Yeah.
the Corona apocalypse, made that a lot easier. So we ordered takeout, and then when we got to our boondocking spot, we just sat down, we parked the trailer, leveled it, sat down and ate dinner. And the food was in the trailer already, just making it smell wonderful. And so it was eat, and then we went to bed. Any other things?
I don't think so.
All right.
Yeah, everything done. Lighted the fire. Lighted the fire.
David, take a look at this. There's a piece of fossilized wood right there in that rock. Move here.
Fossilized wood all over the place.
Here, move out of the sun so you can get a good... Yeah. That's pretty cool. More fossilized wood. There's fossilized wood all through this hillside. That's pretty impressive. Yeah, so there's all sorts of stuff here, huh? So what are we thinking? Pyroclastic? Well, this is going to end our video for the day. We're going to be hiking around a little bit, and then we'll go back to camp and pull up and go home. But yeah, this is Adventure Point, and we found a whole bunch of fossilized wood out here. So
Yeah, there's shells right here.
oh, well, there's shells in there. So anyway, enjoy.